Whether you're a new or established YouTuber, the YouTube algorithm can make it really difficult for you to discover new creators. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about our top 3 favorite creators and why we're so inspired by them. So basically, what I've been finding recently is I've been finding it super difficult to find other creators because it's like once the YouTube algorithm knows what you like, it just keeps serving you the same stuff.
Yes.
And I'll be scrolling for ages on my homepage and it's always the same people that I'm subscribed to. And that's obviously how it works. But like sometimes, actually more often than not, I want to find other creators to be inspired by.
It is always so good to just branch out of your niche or the videos you usually watch so you can pull in inspiration from other creators or get ideas from other creators. And I always find, especially when you start, usually there's that one artist or one video you see that inspires you to say, start making videos, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like you'll find that one artist and you'll think kind of they're standalone in this scene or they're the only one that does that. But what you find usually is if you dig deeper, there's like a whole scene of artists that usually all know each other or have usually all worked together in the past and have kind of grown together. But sometimes it's super hard to find those other artists because usually you only see the one.
That's actually such a good point. And I found that definitely with like a group, like a YouTuber called Christian Guzman, and he's like a fitness guy.
Yep.
And I started following him like 4 or 5 years ago. And loved him, got into fitness because of him.
Yeah, I can just imagine your recommended is all fitness.
It was all fitness, yeah. But then to that point, it was like, then there was this guy called Max Tuning who became friends with him. And Christian started building a bigger network. And so then I started to follow those other guys and and it was fantastic because then there was such a massive network of people that I then started to get inspiration from. So yeah.
I find it super important to kind of know all the creators in that scene. So you can pull inspiration from each of them, but also knowing that scene makes you a better creator because you know where you fit in the broader community of YouTube.
Absolutely right, yeah. And I suppose that's a perfect segue into like our favorite creators. So we'll get stuck into that. So my all-time favorite creator group is Yes Theory. Absolutely love Yes Theory. You know, I've spoken about Yes Theory before on the channel. They are just, what were you going to say?
I think they should sponsor us because we've given them consistent shout outs every week.
Every week, literally. But what I love about Yes Theory is a couple of things. Number one, it's their storytelling.
Yes,
Their it's amazing. Their storytelling is so well executed every single time, and they always have a really engaging beginning of the video where they spark your curiosity. Then they tell the story through a combination of vlogging style from someone holding another camera, very mixed bag of like videography techniques.
And lately they've been doing super cool cinematics as well.
And then they've started to move into cinematics, which is even cooler. So it adds just a whole nother level to their storytelling. And then they always have a message at the end of their videos to round it off. So I think that's really, really interesting. Obviously their editing style is super engaging, how they use a combination of stock footage plus real footage and a whole bunch of different words and like animations and stuff. So I find that really interesting. They also are a really good representation of what I like to call viral videos with substance. So it's something that not many, no, there are a lot of creators that do it, but not do it super well. So I think they've taken everyday things like getting out of your comfort zone, which can be a daily thing for some people, and then they've turned it into a viral video, but there's always substance behind it.
I love Yes Theory because I think they're really inspiring. And I think a lot of other YouTubers, their content's really cool and it's content mind-blowing, but it's not inspiring.
It's not inspiring.
It doesn't make you want to, travel to the Middle East and jump on a train across the desert.
Or just try something new. Try a new activity, get out of your comfort zone and just speak to that stranger that you never thought you would speak to. And they've got a great saying, which is, a stranger is only a friend you haven't met yet. And I think that's really cool. And I think that's awesome. But again, it's just something that they show.
I'm stealing all their messages.
I know,
I love them. I actually really love them, Good number one, Good number one.
And I suppose my second one is, number 2, is Arak. So Arak's this guy who's blown up in the last year. And he's gone from 0 to 1 million subscribers, which is just insane. And it's something that not many YouTubers have done since the beginning of YouTube. So he's kind of social hacked his way onto through the YouTube algorithm, which is so impressive. But he's a perfect example of proving that you can still become a YouTuber in this day and age. If you have if you do have a dedication, you have sacrifice, you put in a lot of hard work, and you have fun. They're the kind of the key pillars for him. And also I really like his blend of spectacle content. As an example of what I mean by spectacle content, it's Mr. Beast, how he does the sit in a circle and last person to leave wins $1 million kind of thing. He's not as extreme, but he'll be like, I've got 50 bodyguards to follow me around for a day. Or recently he got 50 mariachi band members to follow him around for the day, which was it was hilarious. That's spectacle content. But he's got a perfect balance with that and building a relationship with his community. So he's got a community called that he calls the Mafia, which is a bit of an interesting, I don't know about the Mafia, but they're super loyal, super loyal to him. And I think that's so cool. And I think he does that blend perfectly well. As a different example, Mr. Beast, he's got a loyal fan base, but more from a very transactional perspective. They'll buy his merch and they'll watch his videos, but they're not invested in him because he is simply the vehicle for the big idea. They want to see the idea. They don't necessarily want to...
They want to see the crazy shit he's up to.
I don't think they'd watch him vlogging a day in his life. Necessarily.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But people would absolutely follow Airrack for that. And then my last, number 3, then my last one is the unlazy way. So this guy, he's only got about 100,000 subscribers. So he's big, but he's not huge. And I came across him about 8 months ago. And I came across him again, the YouTube algorithm just somehow put him onto my main page. And his shtick is all around being unlazy. So, putting in a lot of hard work and so he does he'd done in the past pretty extreme challenges like reading 30 books in 30 days. So that's a book a day.
Damn, I could not do that.
I could not do that. 9 hours of reading a day. Crazy. He's done some crazy stuff. But what I really like about him, firstly, is his editing style. So go and check out some of his videos, and he really pushes the boundaries with animations, graphics. He uses real synth 70s kind of vibe, which I haven't seen many YouTubers do. So firstly, I love his editing. But what I love most is that he's like one of us. He's just trying to work out what he wants to do.
Just chill.
He's just chill. He's he doesn't release super frequently, although he had in the past. But now he did all these crazy adventures and crazy videos. And now he just kind of said, honestly, he's well, I'm just trying to work out what I like. And now you're seeing a shift into more fitness and what he calls enduventures, which is endurance adventures. And he's kind of come up that word. Anyway, I really love seeing his progression and seeing how he's kind of forming himself and shaping himself on YouTube and us to follow. But he's not a huge, he's not 1 million subscribers. He's a small dude, but still very impressive. So they're my top 3. They are my top 3 favorite YouTubers.
That's
so now,
a solid list. I'm going to see if I can compete.
No, compete.
And I'm going to throw the first one at you.
Hit me.
Ben TK.
Oh, Ben TK. We all love Ben TK.
I'm actually not going to say Ben TK because obviously he's too close to home.
He is
too close to home. But if you don't know Ben TK, check him out because he's...
Some of his latest videos are truly mind-splitting.
Mind-splitting.
His latest video, I just couldn't believe.
I could talk a day about him, but
we'll be getting him on the podcast.
We'll be getting him on the podcast soon.
In a couple of weeks. So
subscribe and like if you haven't, and you'll see Ben TK on the podcast. So my number 1 is actually a guy named JR Ali. And he's amazing. He's in the cinematic travel videography scene. And the reason I love JR is he's always pushing the boundaries and he's just super unique. His cinematography skills are amazing. His color grading is amazing. And his sound design and editing is amazing. He has this sort of flow to his videos where they just it's just a seamless flow of cinematics. It sweeps you along. And I reckon, my favorite thing about him is his sound design. And he puts so much effort into his sound design and sound effects. And you can kind of hear something coming before it kind of hits. And it just pulls you and engages you in the video. And
he's pretty young as well. He's only 20 something?
Super young. He is. I've actually met him, and we went on a trip with him.
You have or
and
you haven't?
Yeah, I did. I've actually met him, and he is super young and super talented. And my favorite thing about him is he's just such a down to earth, genuine guy like us. And his storytelling. He loves to tell stories that are like meaningful and real.
Well, he did. I saw one recently where he did one on the orangutans. Or
yes.
That was super deep and like so intense.
In Indonesia, and it was like a full documentary
on
Beautiful Destinations channel, and it was such a well done video for just a one man band. Like, incredible.
I love how these YouTubers are now using the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube platform to like be more of a documentary style. They're really leveling up. It's no longer just for those viral YouTubers that are just doing crazy stunts with Lamborghinis. It's like actual storytelling, actual meaning, and actual change.
And like some journalism in there as well. Going and documenting and presenting to the world what is actually happening in a place, which 100%. Is an amazing thing. And JR has done that really well in his latest video. And I also love how he's inspired by cyberpunk stuff.
Right.
He's probably one of the only YouTubers I know that's fully, like, really inspired by cyberpunk kind of stuff, like
combo.
Ghost in the Shell and all those kind of stuff. And his color grades like purple and blue, like purples. He chooses purple to stick out. But anyway, that's my number one, JR. Number two is Kara and Nate. So Kara and Nate are going totally different from JR. They're full-time travel vloggers, and what they do is they're a couple and they travel the world. And they just document their adventures around the world. And their whole kind of theme or goal for a while, or it still is their goal, is to travel to 100 countries.
Yes.
And it's their whole goal. So they're trying to like travel around the world as much as they can to get to 100 countries. But obviously COVID hit, right? So now what they've done is they've decided to travel around the US in a van and stuff. And it's just pretty much them documenting their adventures. And what I really love about them is how enthusiastic and happy they are all the time and how much energy they throw, and they capture their adventures in such a way that you feel like you're kind of traveling with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely find that. You feel they're so friendly on camera that you're like, if you met them, you'd be like, you want to be the best mates with them, you know what I mean?
Yes.
They just seem so nice. You've met them as well?
I have actually met them as well on a project, on a trip.
So
and
cool though.
Again, what I love about them is they're exactly the same in real life as they are in front of the camera.
I love
just
that.
so humble and modest, and two amazing people.
And I think also from a strategic perspective, having that goal as like the overarching goal, the like top, like having 100 countries to visit, me as a viewer interested in that will be like, oh, I'm sticking with them because I want to like
see them get to 100 countries.
And I think that's actually a really important strategy if you're an up and coming YouTuber, is like, if you can, think about some sort of goal that will make your brand and your channel sticky for the viewers. Sticky. Yeah. So making sure that they are coming back to you and wanting to come back to you. If you're just a YouTuber throwing videos left, right, and center that's sporadic, with no message or theme or kind of goal, then you're not going to be as sticky.
So they're my number two. And then my third one is a bit different, Julie Nolke, which I've just recently, the last couple months, started following her.
She's the sketch comedy, right?
Yes, I love her. And she's my number three because I feel like she's kind of hit YouTube at a really right time, where kind of vlogging and everyday vlogging kind of is getting a bit boring and stale. And she's kind of done, the skit comedy where she plays two characters
herself.
In a situation. And she blew up because she did one during COVID about explaining COVID to her past self. And that's kind of what she blew up on.
Oh, was that the one that she... that was so good. Go and check that out. That was a very funny one.
And it was just like perfectly timed video. And then I think everyone in COVID had nothing to really like look forward to, but she was just entertaining online. And it was just like a perfect timing she hit. But what I really love about her is she's different to other creators because all her work's in the scripting and the acting, and then the way she expresses emotions while she's acting.
Well, she's an incredible actor. Like, she's very, very good.
Such an amazing actor. Yeah, I love it. But like, it's super inspiring to me personally, because it makes me want to put more like skits and acting into videos and try something different. And I think it's just like something different or new than the usual content you see all the time, right? Yeah.
And I suppose you're in a niche of travel videography as well, and I think not many people add sketch comedy into it.
No.
So I think that's like such a unique opportunity. So it's like
take that piece.
And I think that's the best part about like analyzing who we're inspired by it's like we can see snippets in, or we can take inspiration from bits and put it in our content to make our content new.
Yeah.
Because in the end, like YouTubers, it's almost impossible to reinvent the wheel with YouTuber, right? Like it's like I've had like a billion ideas that I've come up with, and then it's like I YouTube it, someone's done it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's about like just constantly making it your own, making it yourself, true and authentic to yourself. But adding what you love. Like if you love comedy, or even if you don't love comedy but you want to try something new, as you said, like
try some acting.
You know, it's always fun. It's so fun.
So I think they're my top three, and they're my top three because they're totally kind of a bit different. You know what I mean? One's cinematics, one's vlogging, and one's like acting. And I think like we said at the start of this, right? It's super hard when the algorithm learns your preferences. My most recommended stuff's all travel vloggers and travel videos, and if you keep watching that, that's the only thing you're going to be
ever see. Correct.
Because you're going to mirror that.
Exactly.
What they do. But if you have this broad, creators that you follow, and you can pull like some acting bits from here and some cinematics from there and some vlogging there, and you combine them all together, you're going to have such a unique style and unique
100%. And I think one kind of trick that I've found recently has helped a bit is I go into like my favorite YouTubers channels, and then under their like home page area, you can go to their subscriptions, and I think it's the channel tab. Go there and you can see all of their subscriptions. So I've actually found like a whole bunch of different YouTubers that I find really, really inspiring now from doing that process. So I'll go on Yes Theories and I'll see that they like a cinematographer. I'll be like, oh wow, their stuff is so sick. And so then I just subscribe to more. And I think like the subscriptions is, you got to like and subscribe for their channels to make sure that they keep coming up in your recommended, because you do want to see their videos. But that is the number one way that you can help a YouTuber, is by liking and subscribing. So on that note, please don't forget to like and subscribe. But before we end the podcast, we thought we'd just like smash out a whole bunch of different YouTubers that we love as well. We're going to keep them in the comments below as well, in the description, and their links to their channels. But basically, a couple more that I love. Tucker Doss, he's blown up as well recently, similar to Airac, where he's like kind of big viral content, like he went skydiving for David Dobrik, or sent David Dobrik's image to space or something ridiculous. Pretty crazy. I love Dan Mace. Dan Mace is awesome. He is a filmmaker, like true blue filmmaker from South Africa, but his editing style is insane. And I've never seen someone use stop motion and what he calls scrapbooking. So scrapbooking is where he'll like literally cut out images and then turn it into an animation. So basically he has like a top-down camera, and then he'll get someone to help him cut out all these images, and then he'll like take photos and do stop motion to make it look like it's alive. Insane. Go and check him out. Crazy stories he has as well. Gotta love the boys, North Borders and Seventh Era. They're awesome. They're more like Instagram photographers, and they've got a really unique style of photography. Predominantly like car photography, but also lifestyle photography and city photography, that kind of stuff.
Hayden Pedersen.
Pedersen, he's an awesome Australian YouTuber. He's again similar with North Borders and Seventh Era, whose names are Mike and Liam.
The trio, the tripod,
exactly. And a guy named, another one that I love, Bo Miles. He's a 45-year-old country bloke who lives out in country Victoria. I think Victoria or New South Wales is one. And he's a PhD, like he's a doctor, super smart, And also he's an adventurer. So he goes on there, he's done like kayaking around the African Horn, Cape Horn, I think it's called. Crazy stuff, but now he's a real big thinker, really great inspiration for just like everyday life and everyday living.
Cool, awesome, and then I've got a couple, I'll roll off as well. Currently Hannah. Love Currently Hannah.
Aussie as well.
Australians, shout out representing the Australian YouTubers. Currently Hannah is an Australian-based creator, but she lives in Japan full time. So all her content's of her traveling and discovering Japan. And I love her style, super minimalistic, and it's super like ASMR-y kind of thing. So it's like not a lot of talking most of the time, just cinematics, and you're just kind of there. And it's really nice and different. You're a fly on the wall. Got to say Sam Calder. I mean, he's the you have to, Watch him. He's amazing. His cinematography is hectic. And he's always doing super cool shit. It makes me super jealous.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I hate watching his videos because it makes me super jealous, but I also love watching his videos.
Yeah, exactly.
Eric Hedenfold. He's kind of up and coming in the travel videography stuff. Super amazing, super talented. Also got Peter McKinnon.
Of course, gotta love Peter McKinnon.
Everyone loves
He's
Peter
the
McKinnon.
OG.
Man, but like Peter McKinnon always surprises me because he just gets better and better every video he brings out. Every video I'm like, damn.
I know. Every time pushes the boundaries.
You don't think he can like get any better, but he just keeps getting better. Yeah. Matt Diavella.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Different one. It's more
all
like,
about minimalism, intentionalism. I can't say that word. Yeah, but like he's awesome. Productivity. Like he's a productivity guru.
And it's self-help kind of that kind of realm
same
of
as
things.
A guy named Nathaniel Drew. He's in the same.
Yes, Nathaniel Drew's good as well. Yeah.
In search of mental clarity.
Yeah,
that's his slogan, which I actually find really interesting.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Sam Newton.
Sam Newton, yes, also
sick bloke.
Also met him.
Also because I know they're kind of like all my favorite creators, the ones I met, because I feel like once you meet someone, you have just this attachment because it's like you realize they're just people and they're super motivated, inspired, the same way you are, and
exactly
you share that fire. So
yeah. Well, that wraps up this episode today, and thank you very much for listening, and we hope you've enjoyed hearing about some of our creators that we find really inspiring. But basically, they're all going to be in the description below, as I said before. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow wherever you are following, and we'll see you in the next episode.